The diplomatic dance between Washington and Beijing took a dramatic turn this week as the administration appears to be softening its hardline stance against China. With over 150 million views of critical hashtags spreading across Chinese social media, international observers are watching closely as the White House seemingly pivots from confrontation to conciliation. "We're going to be very nice. We're going to be very good to China," stated the president recently, marking a stark contrast from previous rhetoric describing China as an abuser and claims the US was being ripped off for $1 trillion. This abrupt shift follows a crucial Oval Office meeting with major retailers who painted a dire picture of empty shelves and supply chain collapse should the 145% tariffs remain in place. Economic experts note the administration may be considering slashing these tariffs by more than half without securing any concessions from Beijing. The market's response has been cautiously positive, with stocks closing higher despite remaining significantly below February's record levels. Fear continues to dominate investor sentiment, with billions in market value lost since April when trade tensions escalated. "The United States was more than just a nation. It's a brand," remarked billionaire GOP donor Ken Griffin. "America goes beyond just being a country. It was an aspiration for most of the world. And we're eroding that brand right now." Communication inconsistencies continue to plague the administration's economic messaging. Treasury officials stated both sides are waiting to speak to the other, contradicting the president's claims of active daily discussions. Meanwhile, the Chinese finance minister is in Washington, but no high-level meetings have been scheduled. Chinese social media has been particularly biting in its assessment. "He's like a child who changes his stances instantly. Today's Trump beat yesterday's Trump. What will tomorrow's Trump do?" The situation highlights a fundamental question about negotiation strategy. As one analyst put it, if you come from 145% and cut it in half without even having a conversation, it's not necessarily a great negotiating point to be starting from. Former economic advisor Gene Sperling noted troubling economic indicators, including consumer inflation expectations jumping from 2.6% to 6.7%, alongside consumer confidence lower than post-9/11 or financial crisis levels. "We've seen things that usually only happen to developing countries with shaky inflation records, people fleeing equities and bonds and the dollar at the same time," he warned. A key concern remains whether this policy shift represents careful recalibration or simply another swing of unpredictable governance. As one Wall Street analyst summarized, "Turning down the heat in the trade war with China is nice to hear, but it will ultimately need to be followed up by action. Where the rubber meets the road is in the details of an eventual trade agreement." Until then, uncertainty will continue to hang over the economy and financial markets. The administration faces mounting pressure from Senate Republicans who want quick resolution. "Our worst-case scenario is people pause for 2, 3, 4 months to figure out what's going to happen in the future," cautioned Senator James Lankford. Experts emphasize that targeted, strategic tariffs differ fundamentally from broad economic confrontation. This White House has imposed very high tariffs on every country and then backed off in the face of pressures, noted one former Federal Reserve official. China's response has been measured but pointed, with targeted counteractions against Hollywood, Boeing, and agricultural exports demonstrating their leverage. Beijing's waiting game appears to be paying dividends as Washington scrambles to find a face-saving exit. The Federal Reserve remains caught in the crossfire, with pressure to lower interest rates even as tariff-induced inflation looms. "Fed independence is an underpinning of why people like to invest in America," explained a former Treasury official, highlighting how market reactions have forced the White House to reconsider its approach to monetary policy. What's your take on these economic developments? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share this video with friends interested in global economic policy. Your engagement helps us continue bringing you breaking analysis on the issues that matter.